Ya. What بدي اياه. بدي. بدي هو. Go in. Papa. Kana. Okay, so Paris. While we're in Paris, you just saw a little snippet of what we're about to show you. Let me put it this way, never seen anything like it before in my life. You've just got hundreds and hundreds of tents with African men making campfires. I mean, it's prolific. I mean, let me just show you this. Oh no. C'est bien. So you've got hundreds of men just stood here, African men, but that kind of, hold it. Just got to be careful we don't get spotted here. So, what you just saw there, probably behind me, and then this is where it gets mad. Yeah, so this is just, I just wanted to come live because we literally came out of the station, and when we came out of the station, it was crazy, the amount of tents. This is a bit of a small area that I showed you a minute ago there. It's all African men and Middle Eastern men. So the information we had from Calais was that with the train tickets, they were coming from Paris. And then someone else mentioned to me, we said, where'd you come from? He said, Paris. So it's like they're all getting ready. There's a funnel from Paris. And I mean, when I show you this, it's going to take me a couple of minutes just to get down there. We just wanted to make sure the car was parked well away. But thousands of African men just living on the streets of Paris, waiting for the NGOs to basically give the green light to head to Calais. So yeah, just give me a couple of minutes, just show you a bit of. So it's all these bridges here. Seems it stops when it's an intersection, it stops. And then when we get around this corner here, this is where it just goes. Just hundreds and hundreds of tents. And this wasn't one of the main areas that we were advised to go to. We were actually advised to go to another area, but when we saw this, and we researched it, this is just a small area. And the other side of Paris, where we're going to be going later today, or probably tomorrow morning, that's where you've just got open plan shanty towns of African men, all being waited to be chaperoned down to Calais. There's a direct link here, something to do with Paris and these NGOs. Let's just get over here. But I mean, what a beautiful city this once was. And as soon as we came out of the station, it was incredible to see that they've just destroyed one of the most beautiful cities. So let's just get over here. Okay, so it's just up here on the left. But I mean, the thing you need to really think of here is, if you think about these men, the way that they've been living, the places that they come from, the mindsets that they have, the way they've been brought up, you know, it's so different to what we're used to. The risk factors is just, it outweighs. Bring it back here. Just outweighs everything. But so we're just about to go under the underpass. I'm going to do a bit of a risky move and walk directly by them. Okay. Yeah. Hadi bakalım. Mane bitti var. Onlar değil. Evet ana. Amate kaba. Amate ba. Moni minia. Solo mo po patia. Kopapa. Kapapa. Bakayım bakma. Yeah. So if you look at this is a very small snippet of it. Pardon me. Don't be. They're making little campfires if you on the right here. Come on. So, and it doesn't stop. This goes all the way down, as far as this. There's African fighting age men that have come from the sewers of Africa, and that's not their fault. But we cannot take the risk. We cannot just allow this to happen. I mean, look at it. I love you. It's and then it seems the sector now is. And this goes all the way down. I mean, it absolutely reeks of urine. All I can smell is urine. But they just obviously haven't got any toilets, so they're just having to. So what they've done, there's some areas where they're locked it off here, but the worst part that we're seeing was down this road here on the right, where it was just 10 after 10. I'm just going to get out of the road for a second. So what you just saw there, different sectors of migrants. So first was the Africans. They obviously took that area, and as we got further down, it started to become Middle Eastern, Syrians, Iraqis. Yeah, so I'll just show you. This has all been locked off, so they can't actually get in here. But as soon as it opens up again, just down here. That's where the big area that we saw, which just actually blew our minds. Yeah, so there's different sectors of tents for different places where these guys come from. But like I said, the problem that we have, and for any of the left that are watching this, the problem we have is these men come from areas in Africa and the Middle East that are just, you know, they're dangerous for women. You know, there's a reason why these men live the way they are. And also there's a lot of prolific wars happening, and there's men in these countries that are some of the most heinous crimes that you wouldn't even be able to comprehend. I mean, you're talking serious crimes. And when they've done these crimes, they don't want to be put in prison or killed. So what they then do is they flee. They flee the country. And then they're helped with NGOs. Jeez, come on. Just everywhere. I mean, I'm looking at right now, just on every corner. Yeah, so this is now where we're going to go back to it. So again, what we're doing here is documenting the extent. People think that they're all in Calais. There are thousands upon thousands of African and Middle Eastern men fighting age, which have predominantly, most of them have been given sort of a residency here in France. We found the paperwork. They've been given asylum. They've been given the opportunities to stay in France, and they throw it all away. They throw it all away, and they then pretend that they've got nothing. And we've got the whole of that, because we found all the documentation. We found that they have. I'm just trying to. Yeah. Okay. I'm just going to get past this train station bit here. Bate, mano. Just gangs and gangs of men. Some on the streets corners. So, yeah. So what we're gonna do today is we're gonna try and see if we can match the NGOs that are in Calais with the NGO companies that are here. Because if we can find the same people that are dealing with people in Calais with being here, there's a direct link. Now these men are getting trains to Calais. They're not getting trafficked. We found multiple tickets. So here we go. Yeah. Okay, so you can see here, and this goes all the way down, just tents and tents and tents, and then it just doesn't stop. But these people here, these will be in Calais soon. There's what absolutely reeks. Honestly, I can't bear it, to be honest. But yeah, you get the extent of it. It's just, I mean, it's all African and Middle East. But yeah, I'm going to go and try and find Ryan now, make sure he's okay. I don't want to split up for him for too long, but you get the idea. Look at it. And this happens everywhere. Yeah, this is happening all throughout Paris. This isn't the worst. This is actually the small, from what the research we've done, this is actually the small, these are the small ones. But these men will eventually end up in Calais and they'll be on the boat. So, like I said, our main objective is to see if we can find the NGOs here. They're always marked with a van with a sign on it. I want to see if they're the same NGOs that we're seeing down in Calais. It's important that we make that connection. There's a big thing going on here, especially with the Uber, the Deliveroos. You know, there's something happening in the UK where migrant men are coming to hotels or coming to HMOs, and within weeks they're suddenly working for Uber, Deliveroo. You know, there's a connection there. We don't know how that connection is entirely, but there's definitely something happening. Police. Is that for me? No, it's not for me. Yeah, so massive connection. And we've got evidence we haven't actually published yet because the investigation isn't entirely done. But we have connections that HMOs, we have video evidence of HMOs that people moving in, absolutely destroying these HMOs, and then literally £40,000 being spent to do the thing back up, and then new people come in. So we've got evidence of all the Deliveroo bags, the Uber bags. They've been told to keep the bikes off the street, and we've got video evidence of bikes inside the properties. You know, how are these men getting these jobs, and how are some of the biggest companies in the UK facilitating the work, people working who aren't allowed to work? Massive conspiracy. Something's going on there. We don't entirely know what it is, but yeah, just wanted to give you the gist of it. But yeah, you see, over this evening I'll be live again. We're going to go to the big one. We're going to go to the big one where the big camps are, where it's just shanty towns of African men waiting to be taken to Calais. And we're going to try and speak to people. We're going to offer them a little treat. Give us the information. What have you been told? What's going on? The British public needs to know the truth. You know, they're being fed this lie that the gangs are operating, they're coming over here. These men here, if you believe these men have got even £10 to give a trafficker to get from here down to Calais, it's absolute nonsense. Absolute nonsense. These men have nothing. There is no way they're paying anyone to do anything. Smash the gangs. It's all an elaborate story to try and just put the blame on someone else. Blame is firmly on the French authorities, the French police, facilitating everything that we're seeing, and also the British government, because the British government aren't stupid. They know what's going on. They absolutely know. There is definitely no, but in the grand schemes, there are no gangs here facilitating them. They're getting trains to Calais. They're staying in Calais. They're waiting for the boats and they're being chaperoned to the beach by the French authorities. I mean, the gangs aren't putting on free bus services for the migrants. It's the local authority that are doing that. Why are the French authorities giving migrants coaches to take them from the camps to the beach? You're facilitating it. Why would they be more Ryan than me have seen coaches of men turning up, getting off, and going towards the beach? That is a facilitation by the British government, by the French authorities. That's not gangs. And then they're going from the beach, they're going from the buses straight to the beach. Big expose. There's something very big at play here to destabilise our country with these third world men, and that's why we're seeing so many crimes being committed. That's why we're seeing so many crimes being committed, because these men are from countries, you know the story. You cannot put these men into our communities. And when the plan is revealed, and a lot of you will be very, very on board with it, this is our one go as British and English men to say that we will not accept large hundreds of thousands of these African men coming into our communities and putting our children and women at risk. It just cannot happen. I mean, you go from living like this into local communities in England, and what you think that they're going to suddenly start being good, start behaving the way it's for the birds. It's for the birds. I'm going to leave it there for now. I think I've waffled enough. I hope I've given you a little bit of an insight as to what we're here to do. A lot more work to do. We're going to do a lot more research this evening to get things the way we need to be. And I hope you'll tune in later to see the big ones. And yes, we'll be careful. We're not stupid. We're not going to engage with anyone that we feel that could get a little bit funny. So we're just here to show the truth. The truth must be told. And that's what we're doing. Much love to you all. I'll be back on as soon as I can when I feel it's relevant to come back on. Take care, guys. God bless. And remember, Christ is King. Christianity is the only true way. And unfortunately, these men here are not welcome in our country. And we need to